Hello, everyone. Welcome to FTA Insights. Today, I want to talk about education. It has been said countless times that education is the bedrock of any society, and that's true. But I wonder how we pass on this education to the next generation, our children. I want to give you a little story. I used to have phobia for learning. I didn't like books, but I loved reading books. I didn't like the educational part, but I loved the fact that I can use my mind and my own imagination with whatever I see around me, put it down, and form words. I used to love a lot of spellings. But our parents loved education to such a level that it was detrimental to a lot of us. I had a serious phobia. I was afraid. I couldn't face, I just didn't like school. I didn't like, and I mean, for a few that knew me, they knew that I wasn't really good at school. And to make matters worse, when I was very young, my head was hit against the wall. It was really bad. I saw stars. I saw so many things. I fainted. It was that bad. And because of that one trauma, I didn't like school. I didn't like education. But look at me today. I'm still struggling, but I'm happy where I am. So if I went through that, how many more children are going through a worse situation? Everybody's step is different. Do not force education, but let the next person love education. Let them learn at their own pace. Parents, go according to each child's pace. And when you have 3 or 4 or 5, do not compare one another. Because when you do that, the level of emotion that you put onto the next child is so destructive that you do not know until it is much later in their lives. In as much as education is beautiful, I believe and I suggest that we should try and search the talent of every child. Try and look for what will make them to thrive in their own skin without having to compare themselves to the next one. I mean, education is beautiful. You learn words, you stand at par with your contemporaries, with your competitors. You're able to stand in boardrooms. You're able to speak eloquently. You're able to portray your messages the way it ought to be done. But everybody's pace is different. Some people are talented, they are gifted, but they have ADHD. They have slow pace in catching up with words and catching up with how they're to assimilate and to portray what they have learned. Let us go according to each child's level so that everybody loves education. And by the same token, we are able to also support every child back to school. And that is where my foundation, Balm of Joy Humanitarian Foundation, is able to support 1 or 2 children back to school as much as I can, to convince them that it's okay to learn at your pace. There are people out there that are ready to support the less privileged child back to school. My brothers and sisters, parents, caregivers, do not force education on a child. In other countries, they're looking for their talents. They're looking for how to pick their brains to be a better person. Now, don't get me wrong, education is beautiful, but the way and manner we go about it is detrimental to a lot of children. And some are not able to speak up because they're afraid of you. They cannot, and so they lash back at you. But you do not understand and you do not know that it's because you're forcing them to do what they don't want to do. Because my father did this, my mother did this, my father was a lawyer, my mother was a superb nurse, my mother was a great teacher, my this was this, my this was that. Now you're cowering them into a corner and it doesn't help the next child. I would love to share more of my story, but the focus is on education. Let's give education in different ways and forms, not in the way that it must be book. Everybody learns, and as they grow, they learn more. Just make the awareness to be there, but not to be enforced. Because when you enforce it, the next child is not ready to learn. The next child is ready to run away. I hope and pray that at least a few of what I've shared with you resonates deep within you, to let you know that every child matters in education, but according to their own purpose, according to their own knowledge, according to how they can pick it up and learn for the future. Thank you. I appreciate you listening to me. Peace and love, FTA.